Hey, my friend, this is Dave Sharp. Welcome back to the Fishing Formula. And now we're going to focus on chum. How can you get them to the boat? What are you even talking about? What does chum even mean, Dave? Well, let me explain with an analogy so you can understand this concept of bringing people to your boat and how that applies to your business and marketing online. Well, have you ever seen in Shark Week or some of these shark shows, maybe on National Geographic or the Discovery Channel, to where they're out in the middle of the ocean, no sharks anywhere near the boat. But what they do is they hook up a really bloody, stinky, dead piece of fish. They want to make sure it's extra bloody. They want to make sure that it's extra stinky, and they drop it down into the water. And then they just wait. And what happens is, from sometimes miles and miles away, a shark will smell that blood, and it will begin to swim towards it. And that's one of the reasons why there's this hysteria about not bleeding in the water, because maybe a shark is going to smell it and come and attack you, right? And that was sort of made, famous, and the fear was instilled into the public back when the movie Jaws was released, right? But anyways, this is the same concept that we're going to use in terms of bringing people to our sales funnels and the products that we're promoting, and how this really comes, how this came to be in my own life, and how I realized that this was really a powerful and important piece of the puzzle was when I was actually fishing myself. I was going out and I was just dropping bait down in the water. And then I started to learn from other fishermen that they would bring out a block of chum, and they would drop it down into the water, and they would bring actual fish to the spot. Because similar to the way that sharks are attracted to blood, fish are also attracted to various different forms of chum. There's a lot of fishermen that will, before they throw out a cast net to catch little bait minnows that they're going to use to fish with, they'll throw cat food out into the ocean or out into the water where they're going to throw the net, and that cat food brings fish in that area. And it's chumming the waters. It's chumming the waters, bringing the fish to the specific area that you want to fish, or in the case of the shark, the specific area where you want to observe the shark. When you see these people go out and they do these shark tours, or they get down in the cage, well, that's exactly how they get the shark to come to that area and begin swimming, is they put that bloody piece of meat or fish down in the water, and that attracts the fish. So we're going to use a couple of different things, and we've boiled it and simplified it down to 3 simple steps that you're going to follow to chum the waters. Okay, and this is essentially the marketing that you're going to be doing out in the marketplace on the platform, targeting the target customer that you're going to be attracting, chumming the waters to bring to your boat, for lack of better terms, right? Your boat is essentially, when we think of boat, your sales funnel. So the first step is you're going to decide the spokesperson and identify the heroic mission for doing this, for doing what you're doing. Why are you marketing online? The second step is you're going to decide where you will provide edutainment. And I'll describe and define that for you here in a moment. And you're going to chum the waters, but you're not going to give the whole boat away. All right? So again, decide the spokesperson and identify the heroic mission for doing this. Decide where you will provide edutainment, chum the waters, but don't give the whole boat away. Let's jump into it. So first and foremost, you need to decide the spokesperson. And much of this is really what we've already done in the very first video with the species, right? Understanding and figuring out who your target customer is, and also identifying what unique story that you have that you can tell that fits into that particular niche. So there's two choices that you have in terms of deciding the spokesperson. The first is you're the brand. You use your face, your story. You're the primary person who delivers the edutainment and makes the recommendations to products that you promote. This is best for people who plan on using video and have no need to keep their identity private from an employer. This is the route that the majority of people go. The second route is a pen name. You use a pen name and an image as the representative or spokesperson for the brand. This is an option if you have a need to keep your identity private from an employer, or for personal reasons, or because it makes more marketing sense to do so for whatever reason. This option makes sense when your primary marketing strategy isn't video, but instead paid ads or blogging, maybe a Facebook group or Facebook marketing or other social media marketing, where you communicate mostly via images and in writing. And let me show you how to actually go and find an image that you might use in lieu of using your own name and face. So if you go over here to a site called iStock Photo, you can basically say that you're putting in say that you've decided that you want to promote do it yourself style, work at home type products, and you want to sort of present yourself as an older gentleman who works in like wood shops and works around the house and stuff like this. I might say older man in workshop. I want to do all images because I want to get actual people. So here I go. So say, I could be this guy right here. This is a royalty-free image. That's what's important about this site. And what usually whenever you go to find, somebody, an actual person on this site, a lot of times they'll give you a whole slew of different photos that you can use that would give you not just one image, but multiple different angles and so forth from this particular person. So yeah, you can obviously see here's all this guy's stuff. If I wanted to just, Spanish man, right? I could go through and find, here I've got a whole slew, a photo shoot, and this particular guy that I found has different outfits. So it's not just all the same. He's even got a wife here, right? Or a daughter, wife or daughter. So you can see that, there's quite a few different options in terms of, going out and actually finding, somebody if you wanted to use a pen name. And the benefit of the benefit of going this route is that, these are royalty free. And although in a sense you're, as they call it, catfishing, right? It's royalty free, so you're not using somebody else's photo that you don't have permission to use. This is legal. You have permission to use these photos. You have to buy them, or you have to go to another royalty-free site. You can search the internet and search for royalty-free images. And the beauty of this process, the beauty of using a photo like this, if you choose that you don't want to show your face, is again that it's legal. Nobody is ever going to come to you and say, stop that, take that down, cease and desist. That's my photo. Okay, so that's why you want to always make sure if you ever use a photo, and quite frankly, any photo that you use online, it's kind of a good general rule to make sure that you've got a royalty-free image, okay? Either you're going to be the brand or you're going to use a pen name. In most cases, you're just going to be the brand. You're not going to use a pen name or a royalty-free image. But I will show you a campaign later on in this course of an actual example of somebody using a pen name. And clearly, if you do that, it's going to be something that the primary method is not going to be video, right? Because it's going to be difficult to do that. So let's go with the idea that just you're going to be the spokesperson for the brand, and let's talk about what's really important, which is identifying the heroic mission for doing this. And I go back to the hero script, right? The hero script, what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. What it was like is really really where the hero's journey begins. And again, I introduced you to this in the very first module of this section, the fishing formula, where we want to match a story, or at least try to identify a story that the target customer is going to identify with. But to add to that, to make the story even more powerful, in the things that you say when you're either posting text post on a site like Facebook, or you're shooting videos on a site like YouTube, because that's what chumming the waters essentially is we're creating content and or running ads. But right now, let's just focus on free marketing. We really want there to be a heroic mission, which means that there's some element of, us versus them. I'm doing this, like, for me, my entire career at working in the make money online space has really been about, helping people fire their boss, right? Helping people to, kind of fight back corporate America in big business, helping the little guy. And then other ways that I've used the us versus them, like almost like the Robin Hood approach, like stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, is that, I've always framed myself as not a guru. Like, I'm not a Lamborghini, like I'm not unapproachable, like Lamborghini driving or renting, or unapproachable, like big name that wants to be famous. Like, I don't care about being famous. I just care about helping people. So, and I think that there's way too many people out there that are teaching make money online strategies and so forth, that they just want to be famous. They're more interested in their success than their student success, right? And so you can probably understand that vibe, because maybe you've picked up on that vibe, in sales material and things that you've seen me create. So that's an example of my heroic mission. My heroic mission is that I want to help people break free from jobs they hate, jobs maybe they got stuck in. I actually truly believe that people have been victims of the system, victims of misinformation, like being told that the smartest thing they should do is go into college and take out hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt when they're 18 years old. Their brains aren't even developed. And then all of a sudden, 8 years later, they come up, they're kind of fully matured now, and they realize, what did I just do? Like, I don't even like this. I don't even like this major. I don't even like this career that I'm in, this industry. And so that's been sort of my heroic mission, that on top of my story, right, which is that my story is I was a part of that broken system. My heroic mission now is that I want to go back and I want to help other people break free from that same system that I was also a victim of. So identifying that heroic mission in making yourself a regular person. You don't want to be so unreachable, unapproachable. And I see this so often with people when they come in to marketing. They say, well, I can't, when they come into selling information or being an affiliate to sell somebody else's information, the number one thing people say is, well, I don't have a success story. And it's like, you don't need a big success story. because there's so many people out there who are unrelatable that the average person feels like they can't connect with, that they can't relate to. A hero is the, if you think about any movie that you've watched, a hero is the everyday person. It's the person who, saved the cat from the tree. It's the regular guy who ended up saving somebody's life. It's the firefighter, or the cop, or the military serviceman or woman, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's the regular person. It's not the famous person who has all the wealth and riches and privilege. So your heroic mission, again, the simplest way that I can explain that so you can use it is that your story is how you broke free, how you were a victim of whatever system, broken process that got you into kind of that place to where you felt hopeless. But then you found hope, it worked, and now your heroic mission is you want to come back and you want to help other people, right? That's the easiest way to understand this heroic mission. So hopefully that gives you lots of vocabulary and understanding about really how this hero's script, and then how you can further make it powerful by turning around and creating a heroic mission for why you're actually doing what you're doing, which is so much more attractive to people than just, oh, I want to get rich, or, oh, I'm promoting weight loss products or personal development products or make money online and products because I want to get rich. Because nobody cares about that. People want to know what's in it for them. They want to know why they should listen to you. Why are you interested in their success and their results? And the only way to do that, the only way to actually make your business believable, what you're promoting believable, and also make people feel good about doing business with you, is to have a hero script and also a heroic mission for why you're doing what you're doing. So now let's decide where you will provide edutainment. But most importantly, let's talk about what edutainment is, because we've already talked about water, right? Where do your prospects hang out? And you've likely already began to identify, okay, yeah, I could see myself favoring marketing on Facebook because of the information that I gave you in the last episode. Or I can see myself favoring TikTok and then maybe venturing over and adding YouTube to it because I really understand the power of video marketing. But the difference between being successful is actually being effective doing edutainment. And edutainment is the secret sauce to chumming the waters and attracting prospects to you. Key word there, attracting. You want people to chase you. You don't want to chase them. And that's what the whole key is here. Edutainment is when you combine education with entertainment. It's really simple. And the beautiful part is edutainment is not always about being funny, nor is it about the need to be like a professor, okay? You're not eliminating the pain completely at this point when you're doing edutainment. Instead, you're giving them small doses of pain medication, which provides hope that relief is possible in as entertaining way as possible. And each platform has a different native format of chumming. And we've talked about that a little bit, but we're also going to cover that more in detail in the setup and the start fishing with free bait section that's going to come after this fishing formula module. So let's jump in and let's look at some real life examples though, so you can begin to understand what chumming using edutainment actually looks like. So let's say that you decide to do YouTube. Okay, and this is essentially the formula, and this was given to us by one of our students, clients, and top legendary marketers here in our community, Big Mark. And he's got a really successful YouTube channel. And he actually broke down at one of our masterminds this formula that he uses to actually create really, really, really successful videos on YouTube. And if you look at this timeline, it's kind of what he does at each point in the video. So at the very beginning of the video, you can see he gives a little teaser and some proof of whatever he's promised he's going to show them in the headline. Like maybe he's going to show them how to make, $100 a day posting videos on YouTube. Or maybe you're going to show somebody how to lose a pound a day without giving up their favorite food. So he does a little teaser with a little bit of proof of what the claim that he's made in his headline. It's kind of like a hook, right? This is where you hook them with, a little bit of a teaser of what they're going to learn in the video. Because, again, as you're going to learn in the rest of this module, you really want to keep the curiosity going throughout the video, just like you want to keep the curiosity growing in your marketing. It's always about keeping the curiosity going. So then he moves on and gives, a little intro, pre-recorded intro. And if you think like a TV show, they do the same thing in really successful TV shows, right? They give you a little bit of a trailer at the beginning of the show, and then they go into the intro, which is a pretty stock. They play the same thing every time. And then you get into the content, okay? Then in the middle of the video, he says, okay, if you're enjoying this content, hit the like button on this video. Really appreciate it. And then he continues on with the content, and then you can see that he gives the real gold towards the end of the video, the reveal, whatever it is that he promised. He actually then gets to the place to where he reveals that either specific strategy, resource, place that they can go to duplicate what he's showing them to do, etc. And then the little green section towards the end, he has a call to action for them to do something along with his story. So likely at this point in the video, he's now talking about, hey, this is my hero's story, right? This is my heroic, this is what it was like, this is what happened, this is what it's like now. And he inserts his heroic mission, which is, and I really have a mission to want to help people. I want to help you. I think I can help you. If I can't, no problem. But I want to help as many people as possible because I want to help them not go through the pain that I went through for as long as I went through it, right? So that's where that piece is inserted in, along with, again, the call to action. Hey, click the link down below in my description and go over and grab my free gift, okay? Now that's the bait, and we'll talk about that in the next episode. But stick with me here in terms of understanding this edutainment piece. At the end, a little, hey, if you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. But check this out, all right? Remember, we're talking about edutainment. So the red dots are where he's really providing education. The green dots is where he's providing more entertainment. So if you look at the beginning, like the trailer at the beginning of the video, that's like entertainment. It sucks you in. That trailer, to where you get that, excitement about what you're going to learn. And, it's like a preview. It gets you excited. It's entertaining. And then the content, right? Usually in any successful content creator or marketer, YouTuber, Facebook, TikTok, doesn't matter. There's some element of education. I mean, it's education-based marketing. Like really, if you want to be successful, you have to be, that's what value is. When you hear people saying, hey, I got a lot of value, or go provide value, like that's what they're talking about, is teaching people something. And I also want to remind you that even if you know a little bit more than somebody who doesn't know anything, you have the opportunity to pass something along, to teach somebody something. I mean, you can go watch a video and turn around and translate that to people in your own words, right? So that's where the education piece comes in. Then at the end, right, You've got the real gold of the video, or the reveal, where he's, giving away the strategy, etc. And then the call to action in the story, you get back into that more storytelling, entertainment piece. So you can see what goes into a successful YouTube video. It's not just about throwing something up. It's about being more strategic with how you outline and plan your videos and sprinkle in that edutainment. All right, now let's look at another strategy, the free Facebook marketing success formula. We're going to teach you this strategy in specific detail in the fishing with free bait section after this section. But again, we want you to understand the high level, the blueprint, understand why you're doing what you're doing. So let's analyze the edutainment piece here in the free Facebook marketing success formula. So the first step in this formula when you're marketing, for free on Facebook, is to actually post something valuable inside of a group or on your wall, right? And then in that post, you're going to give them a call to action to comment, or even invite them to private message you for more information or the solution. Or you can allow them to friend request you if it's not your group. A lot of times, if it's not your group, you don't want to just go in there and just start pitching. So if you post something valuable in that group, a lot of times, you'll just start getting people who are just start friend requesting you. And very quickly, those friend requests can add up. However, the goal is ultimately to get somebody in a one-on-one conversation in private messenger. And that's when you're going to qualify the prospect while making it fun, right? Just having a little conversation. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Thanks for asking for information about the thing that I posted about on my wall. Let me ask you a question first. What's more important to you, losing weight or being healthy, right? Looking sexy or adding years to your life? What's more important to you, making money, making a little bit of money fast, or making a good consistent amount over time, right? These would be qualifying questions that you might ask somebody once they actually reach out to you in private message. And then once you have a brief little chat, you actually ask them for permission to share the link with whatever you're promoting. And then they say either yes or no, but likely they're going to say yes at that point. And then you follow up with them and close the sale, or just, drop the link and then allow them to go check it out and then just see if they have any questions. All right, so now let's look at how these pieces actually fit in, the edutainment pieces. What about this process is the education? What about it is the entertainment piece, right? Well, the original post that you make, whether it be on in a group or on your own wall, should be both educational and entertaining, right? And then they reach out to you, right? You give them a call to action. Hey, comment info below or whatever. Reach out to me in private message. It's pretty simple. But then qualifying the prospect while making it fun in direct messenger, like that should be entertaining. It should be fun. It shouldn't be like you're selling them. And then you ask them for permission and share the link to the details. That's where you reveal the solution or whatever it is that's going to solve their problem. Well, that should be educational, right? Okay, I think this will be the solution. So they're going to go check it out and they're going to learn about it, right? So you can see how this process, specifically the original post that you made, the text post that you made on your wall or you made in a group, as well as the chatting it up with them in private message and kind of, qualifying them, should be entertaining. So you can see kind of this process. It is a process, and there are specific steps that you should take, both if you're marketing on YouTube, if you're marketing on Facebook, anywhere you market, right? But the point is that you want to make the content in the experience educational and entertaining. All right, now let's move on to really making this all really clear and make sense. Now we get to this third step, which is chum the waters but don't give the whole boat away. All right. So what do I mean by this? Well, it's kind of like, it's kind of like just kissing on the first date, right? Like you don't want to give the whole farm away, right? Because a lot of times if you kind of give the whole farm away on the first date, well, maybe some of the mystery is gone from the experience, right? From the potential relationship that you're going to have. And so that's what I mean. Chum the waters, but don't give the whole boat away. All right. Let me tell you a story and make this make even further sense for you. So I was actually in an MLM many years ago, and I like network marketing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I got tired of being asked if it was a pyramid scheme, so I eventually kind of got out of it. But there was a guy that was riding around. He had wrapped his entire truck. The name of this company that I was in was Wow Mobile, and it was like mobile phone service. You ordered a phone and then you got on their service, which was like white labeled from T-Mobile or something. And, and it was refer 3, get yours free. That was like the whole marketing pitch. And so this guy actually, I think the guy's name was Tony, if I remember correctly. He actually went out and got his entire truck wrapped in Wow Mobile, refer 3, get yours free, right? His phone number or whatever on the truck. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that is the missing secret. Like, that's what I need to do to succeed, because I had chased all my friends and family and all this kind of stuff. So what I did, I couldn't afford an entire wrap on my truck, even though it would have helped because my truck was like old and rusty and it would have like brought it back to life a little bit. But what I did was I went on and bought like some very cheap magnets, like those little 2x2 magnets that you can stick on the side of your car, like on the driver's door. And mine said, Wow Mobile, refer 3s, get your free, with my phone number. Well, here's the truth. Neither me or Tony made any money. Not only did the company shut down not too long after that, but neither one of us made any money. And the reason why was because we gave away the entire boat. Right, we gave everything away right up front. We let people know what product we were promoting, what the company was called, what the service was, everything. There was no mystery. There was no curiosity. None. It would have been better for me to just get a sign that says never pay another cell phone bill again. Call me. Or if I was promoting the business opportunity, make $100 to $200 a day from inside your car with my phone number. That would have made enough people curious that I would have actually got phone calls. But because I had all of the information about the company, the product, the program, everything right on the outside of my car, first and foremost, I looked like another just like goober who was driving around just desperately trying to promote what I was selling. And it was obvious that I was selling something, not providing any value to anybody. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't educational, right? Not only I looked like a goober, but I allowed people to basically prejudge what I was selling. They could go and look it up and do the research on their own. And if they wanted to buy it, they most likely were not going to buy it through me. So here's what I learned. I got online. I got online and I started marketing on sites like YouTube and Facebook and so forth. Okay. This was right after the MySpace days back in the day. And what I learned was that I needed to build a place first and foremost to be able to collect somebody's email address, right? So I needed to chum the waters with my content. And in chumming the waters, I sort of needed to basically follow two rules. The first rule was I needed to brand me. You need to brand you, not the company or the product that you're promoting on the front end. So that's the first thing that I needed to learn. The product, the company, the program, I shouldn't even mention the name of it in my marketing content. Like videos that I'm uploading to YouTube, I shouldn't even mention the name of the company. Why? Because then somebody's just going to do what? Which leads me to number 2. If you tell them what it is, you can guarantee they'll prejudge it, maybe even research it on their own, but they won't likely buy it through you. This was a game changer for me. Like, this changed everything for me. Because I really looked at other people who were doing this car wrapping. You know, business cards are the same thing. People think business, I'm not in business until I have a business card. And they go around and they hand out business cards that tells the whole story of what they do and everything, and every one of them looks the same. And you know what? They're just a big waste. Instead, if you wanted to be successful, if you're like an insurance person or you are a realtor or something, write a really funny, really valuable thing like 3 things you absolutely must know before you sell your house. Go to www.3housesecrets.com. Right? I came up with that just right off the top of my head because I've been doing this for so long that I know what works and what doesn't. And if I was a realtor and that's what I was, and I wanted to have a business card, I wouldn't even put my phone number on it. I would just, because I want to collect people's email and I want to follow up with them via email, and I want to have them chase me. I want them to eventually reach out to me versus me trying to chase them, and me also fitting in with everybody else, right? I see realtors all the time who are realtors for certain, like, 21st century realty or whatever, and then they've got the big old logo 21st century on the thing, and it's like, that's cool, but you just look like everybody else. So anyways, back to the online game. So I began in my content, my chumming the waters, basically. I started branding me. I started giving value and making me the expert, me the brand, right? Not the company, not the product. I didn't even mention the product. And then I would put up a landing page that would give away the free bait, which we'll cover in the next episode. And that would be the free gift, like the 3 secrets they'll learn, or the PDF download, or the scripts or the templates or whatever I'm giving away in exchange for their email address. And then I'd take them to a bridge page to where I'd sort of tell my heroic journey, my hero story, and my heroic journey and mission of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then I would say, so if you want the thing that has helped me out incredibly, and I think will help you as well, and this is the whole reason why I do what I do, is to help people not have to go through the same pain that I went through. Click the link below and go check out XYZ product. And that whole process was essentially called a blind offer, right? And it accomplished all the things that I'm explaining to you right here. It branded me as the expert. It branded me as the business, not the company. It didn't make it appear as if I was like a representative or a salesperson for the company, right? It branded me as the expert on my YouTube channel or my Facebook profile or my TikTok account or Instagram or wherever the water is that you're going to be fishing at. You want you to be the expert, because the minute you start mentioning the product name and the program and the company and things that you're promoting, guess what people are going to do? They're going to go and research it themselves. They're going to prejudge it. They're going to say, oh, no, I don't need that. And they're not going to give you an opportunity to collect their email address, which is mandatory. You need to get them on your digital database because likely they're not going to buy right away, and you need to be able to follow up with them. But the second thing is you actually need to sell them. They need to be sold. So you need to get them to that bridge page video, and you need to get them to that video sales letter, which is the product that you're promoting. Hopefully the product that you're promoting does a good job of selling that product, and probably they will, because that's why you're going to choose to promote them. But they need to sit through that presentation. They need to watch that video because they need to be sold. Otherwise, they're just going to prejudge it. No, the way products and services are sold in this world are not by people just waking up saying, you know what, I feel like going on the internet and spending a couple of $1,000s on an educational course. Or you know what, I feel like going and spending a couple of $100 or $1,000 on a fitness training course to burn fat and look sexy. No. People watch videos on YouTube or see posts on Facebook or watch videos on TikTok, and they get curious because somebody chummed the waters. And they then will take the next step of clicking the link and going on over to the landing page. And they don't have all of the information because the marketer didn't give the whole boat away. So then they enter their email, right? They're not able to prejudge it. And then they go to the bridge page, right? Then they go on to the product. And if they don't buy right away, then they're going to get some follow-up emails because the marketer used good direct response marketing strategies. This, my friend, this changed everything for me. This entire process that I've taken you through in just this episode alone changed everything for my marketing because I learned how to combine education with entertainment. And really, those were the two things that I needed to focus on because those two things created engagement, right? People would be engaged if they're being entertained and educated. And then I learned about creating these blind offers, not giving the whole boat away, which in turn branded me as the expert or me as the person that they were interested in, but also enabled me to keep them from prejudging what it was that I was selling or marketing, and in turn get them into my sales funnel and give them a chance to actually be sold on what it was or is that I'm promoting. It changed everything for me. So now let's talk about how do we get them in the boat? Like once we've chummed the waters with the education and the entertainment, how do we then actually get them to opt into our landing page? Because if we go back, right, and you look at this process here of, taking them from that, say, for example, YouTube video to then bringing them to that landing page, you got to give them some bait to actually get them to opt in there. So that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. I'll see you there.